Since I talked to you last, we have been hard at work receiving applications for the next president of Wingate University. Many of you participated in the listening sessions in September. I hope some of you remember that. You gave us a lot of good advice, things that you thought would be the great qualities for the next president. I hope you have all seen the little piece that we put together and mailed out. This was a piece that went to lots of different places, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about who all it did go to. We started by advertising in a number of higher education venues. The Chronicle of Higher Education, I'm sure you're all familiar with that. Inside Higher Ed, higheredjobs.com, Women in Higher Ed, Diverse Issues in Higher Education. There are lots of them, and you know them better than I do, so I just read them to you. I thought you'd also like to know that after this profile piece went out, which was distributed by email to a lot of locations as well as these, it was distributed very widely, and we had 72,916 of those actually sent out. 17,735 individuals actually opened the email. 1,426 people opened this profile that was buried within the email. And we do have some responses. To date, we've had 120 individuals who have applied for Wingate University presidency. Applicants include leaders from a lot of places within the U.S., but it's also not limited to the U.S. We have applications from international folks as well. As far as our next steps are concerned, our next conference call is scheduled for Wednesday of this week, and it will be our third conference call as we go through the applications that have been received and meet with Myers and McRae, with Emily Myers and Kenny Daugherty, who some of you have met when we were soliciting information. During our call, we'll discuss the upcoming resume review sessions and the resumes that we have received since our last call. As you might imagine, those calls don't last for a long time, but as individuals, as the applications come in, we're having them posted on an access place that we have within the computer systems of the world today, so that we can review each one of them. I must tell you that with 120 applications, there's a lot of reading. I had never been involved with receiving applications from academia, but you folks love to write. Sometimes I think I'm reading books, and I'm sure a number of my committee feel like that as well. The task that we're going to have and that we're starting very soon with, and this week we'll be talking more about that, we have to start ranking these applications, as you might imagine. One of our big jobs is going to be narrowing down to the folks that we will actually invite for physical interviews. And we will do that somewhere in the Charlotte area. The number, I'm not sure. I have a committee of 15. I know I'll have 15 different opinions about how many we're going to interview. But we'll reach some type of a consensus on that and move forward with it. But the applications cease. We quit taking applications on January the 30th. We'll actually start our process on February the 1st. And I must tell you, this has been a very interesting time. I'm glad to hear how many people want to be the president of Wingate University after Jerry retires. They all know they have a hard act to follow. But you as a faculty and Dr. McGee as the leader of this university have certainly built a reputation among your peer group who are not here with you of what a wonderful place Wingate would be to be, I guess is the best way to say that. I thank you all for that. I thank you for the participation that you have given in helping us to look. Many of you may be involved. We may, as a search committee, before we're done, ask for some of you to join us. Please don't be offended when we ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement when we do that. We have all signed one, and you know why. If we bring people here to campus for interview, we would ask you to do exactly the same if you're willing to serve with us when we ask you. I thank you ahead of time for that. I thank you for all the input that you have given us. I must tell you that I think I'll relax a little more when we actually get it narrowed down to final candidates and we meet them. And you can understand why. I didn't realize how much of a task this was going to be. But I must tell you also that I am learning, I'm enjoying it, and I do love Wingate. I love all you folks and what you have done, and I thank you now for what you're continuing to do. The students will be back here soon. I know this is your first day back from holiday. I hope you're all ready. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here.